Bonjour everyone, welcome to another episode. As usual, today we're going to do a diecast showcase. Today I thought I'd show off a few short cards that I really like that are part of my collection. So I decided to do a dozen even, and it's going to be half Hot Wheels and half Matchbox, all mainlines. I've noticed in a few hunting videos from U.S. collectors that there's seemingly maybe a resurgence of short cards in you guys' area, whereas a few years back it was the complete opposite. And up here in Canada, we were getting a bunch of short cards since a lot of our stores are international cards only. Actually, pretty much all our stores are international cards only, except maybe Walmart. So yeah, I thought it would be cool to check out a few short cards that I particularly like. I think these are all going to be probably spanning from 2015 to maybe 2019, give or take, so in that 5-year span. So yeah, without further ado, let's give her a start. So basically, first one that I will show you. Start off with a Matchbox. So I'm a big fan of wagons. I do really like wagons, and if you've checked out some of my previous videos, you'll probably know that I also particularly like cars from the 40s, 50s, 60s. Basically, I find it was a really good era of cars. Maybe like post-war, post-Second World War up to mid 60s. I find was an interesting era, the pre-muscle car era, basically. Maybe if you not include the Pontiac GTO from '64, but either way. So yeah, first one is going to be this really cool little wagon, nice Chevy. Well, technically, I think it would be probably an Impala wagon, maybe a Biscayne wagon. Not exactly sure. It's just listed Chevy wagon here, in a nice dark gloss blue, with some accessories on the roof, as you can see. Got a little bit of luggage on there. Big canoe. Cool. If you were in the early '60s, summer road trip with the parents and whatnot. Load the 5 kids in the back and go on a nice drive. So we got some nice cast details, cast details, part of the base more or less, for the front. Nice chrome bumper on the rear. The infamous 59 Chevy rear wings, with the oval lights, and of course the classic Matchbox Steelies, which I really like. Looks like black Steelies with the beauty caps on there, which I really like. Nice little side detailing with the badging and chrome details on the handles, and that chrome bar that goes from the front fender all the way to the end of the front door. Yeah, really cool. Nice little car. Definitely type of thing that I really affection. So let's offset that with a Hot Wheels, basically. So I think this is probably in my collection the oldest short card that I would have. I've got older diecast, obviously, and much older diecast that I purchased off the shelves myself, but this is probably the oldest one that I have still carded. So it's a 2017 release, Lincoln Continental, part of the Art Cars series. I believe this was when the Art Card series started, basically. So nice Continental hardtop with the suicide doors, chrome OH5s, cool like geometric style lighter blue deco on the side with the old school font Hot Wheels smack in the middle of those doors. This is a body style I really like, from the unfortunate President Kennedy limo, all the way up to the first Matrix movie, where Neo gets picked up and debugged. Very, very nice cast. W on this one. Yeah, it's a really, really nice cast with really cool details, you know, that are provided with the chrome base, gray interior. Um, yeah, low, big, you know, slammed to the ground. You know, this is a very, very cool Lincoln. I do probably have, I know I have at least one variation that's a drop top in white. I'm not sure if I have other Continentals from Hot Wheels. I know I have one from Greenlight as well, part of the one of the auction series, maybe Meekum or Bar Jackson. I'm not sure exactly. I'd have to double check, but yeah, it's a car that I particularly like from the 60s. All right, next up, yeah, you probably get the trend that I'm gonna go from one to the other, from Matchbox to Hot Wheels and whatnot there. But next one, another car from an era I really like. Well, pretty much same era. Here's a 41 Caddy convertible in a really cool metallic olive green with a nice kind of caramel color interior. You'll notice that on the rear wheel covers on the Continental kit there, the actual yeah, oh no, actually not. I thought that maybe we'd be looking at the actual wheels being affixed there, which would have been kind of a drag for anybody that wants to wheel swap these, but seemingly not. But this is a casting I really like, and I find that this specific color wave was probably the best in views of really like highlighting the car's lines. You've got the front deco in full, side deco as well, with all the little chrome pieces all over. Slightly tinted split windshield. As you can see, there's no back tampos, but I mean, you know, three out of four sides tampoed. I'll call that a win. Cool card art as well. You know, it's not a very old release. This is 2019. See, so 2020 on the pegs. But yeah, definitely a car I really like. Staying in the big cruisers, but changing eras and styles completely. Part of one of my favorite Hot Wheels series. I know for a fact also Mustang Hunter particularly likes this series as well. 2018 copyright, 2019 release. Nice Chevy Chevelle wagon. This was part of G-Case as well. F and G-Case, I believe. In a nice blue with white tampo work. Here we've got one in a really dark anthracite gray. Yeah, it's got some metallic in there, that's for sure. It's kind of hard to see on a gray paint, but yeah, nice metallic paint. You got the steelies with the white ring around them, and yeah, the nice flame job with the yellow flames contoured in green. As you can see, you've got some a little bit of silver detailing for the door handles. This is an epic cast. I mean, literally, the only thing it would be missing would be a little bit of silver for the front lights. Maybe a little bit of orange for the turn indicators in the bumper, and a little touch of red for those rear tail lights. And I think that we'd be looking at pretty much full house right there. So nice slick roof as well. No roof rack, no roof rails or anything like that. Clear windows giving a good view of the really dark gray interior that almost matches the paint color. You know, as a wagon lover, this is definitely my jam. Nice hot rod, nice stance as well. You know, slightly raked, slammed with the wheels like partially being hidden by the fenders. This is a really cool piece. I really like this one. Sorry about that. My cat's being affectionate right now, so just put her down to make sure she doesn't make a racket. All right, next up. Let's see. Go back to Matchbox, I guess. Yeah, this is an epic car, and I was extremely happy to find this car. Let alone on a short car. Just finding it. They do have 3 variations of this car currently. Matchbox Holden Ute. or Ute, you know, technically, as you can see, Holden VE Ute SSV. Well, I mean, this is a Maloo, so definitely really cool, very, very cool. You got the is it a SSV? It's weird. It should be HSV, Holden Special Vehicles, but I don't know. Maybe SSV. I mean, I'm not 100% knowledgeable on Australian cars. I mean, I did live in Australia for just under 4 years in the late 80s, early 90s, but I was a kid back then, so you know, I learned the difference between the Ford and Holden rivalry, as well as the Chrysler. You know, kind of like the stepchild of the muscle trifecta in Australia. But you know, I don't know all the chassis codes and all that by heart. And you know, Australia has an awesome car culture. Very passionate people about their cars. I mean, you know, they love their skids. So, yeah, tampo work really good. No side tampos, but I mean, it's pretty much the only thing missing there. A little bit of tampo work for the rear lights on the sides, but besides that, it's awesome. You know, an acid green, super metallic paint. Six bolts suit the car pretty well as well. It's not offensive visually. Yeah, it's a really nice cast. Probably my favorite Ute mainline in my collection for sure. I'll take this over an El Camino any day. You know, you got LS motors under the hood, and you know, obtainable stick shift. You know, well over 400 horsepower, rear wheel drive, stick shift, modern El Camino. I'm down for that. So yeah, really like that one. And yeah, speaking of Utes, but you know, more on the American side of things. Yeah, this another art car here. The nice, good old '83 Silverado square body with the nice graffiti work on the side there. It's written challenge. I'm assuming maybe accepted on the other side. I'd have to liberate this from its packaging to actually know, but I'm not going to do that today. There's a slight crack in the bubble on this one, as you can see right above my thumb. But overall, you know, besides the little soft corners there, pretty good condition card. You know, this was released, 2018 again. 2018 was a really good year, eh? 2018 release, 2019 on the pegs. Yeah, it's a cool pickup. I think it's the first Hot Wheels square body I probably picked up on card. If I'm not mistaken. I was never a fan compared to the, you know, the M2 releases, the Greenlight releases, which just seemed just more accurate and to scale. I find that the square body Hot Wheels cast, very cool that it's a short box single cab, but I find it's like slightly wide and slightly short despite it being the shortest version available. Nevertheless, the stance is great. You know, the wheels are okay. The PR5s in black with the red lip is pretty okay. I like the fact you got the bumper delete with the big chrome exhaust on the back, the twin tailpipes. It's pretty nice pickup, and I like the dark Merlot red there. You know, graffiti on the side and the splatter, and you know, it's an art car, but it's the kind of art car I can totally vibe with. This thing is it's a nice truck. It's definitely a nice truck. I do like it. Quite the offset versus the Ute, that's for sure. The Holden. All right, so keeping it going. This I was really happy to find again. This is, I believe, first release for this specific color wave of this casting. I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But this definitely hit a nostalgic factor with me. The Porsche 911 Rally. Basically a 911 lifted. And the livery is very reminiscent of the old Rothman livery. And you actually had a Safari Porsche 911 that ran with the Rothman's livery that looks awfully like this, basically. You know, obviously six spokes aren't really accurate, but, you know, they can only do so much. They won't create just specific foosh-looking wheels just for this. Again, roof rack with the spare and a bunch of little things on there. You've got the little Little tail on the back there, a little duckbill, reminiscent of the Carrera RS 2.7 from 73. Big fog lights in the front and the push bar. You know, cool stuff. And I mean, these have been so fashionable in the last few years. You know, Matt Farah has a Safari 911. You know, very nice old rose color, basically. Don't remember the exact name of the. Is it old rose? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the color name is exactly, but it's a really nice, unique color. But yeah, this is really cool. Really cool. It's the only lifted 911 that I have in the collection, and I find it would go super well with the 917 Safari released in the mainline over the last year. Especially the white variation, which would fit with this one super well. But I digress. I mean, this is a really cool cast. Very cool mainline. You know, you replace the Matchbox on the door of Rothman's. I mean, it's almost there. It's just lacking a little touch of gold to really, you know, emulate that deco. And yeah, but I mean, pretty sure that Mattel wouldn't want to put necessarily cigarette brands, even defunct cigarette brands, on their castings. So let's see, another one that I really like, staying in the sports cars but pushing it to the hypercar level. McLaren P1, which is a car I particularly like, and my favorite modern McLaren, I believe, still to this day, if we're talking about the overall style of the car. And this specific one on Shortcard has the coolest color to me. I don't know if color swing is visible, but you've got some gold flake in that aqua teal pearlescent color. You see it a little bit on the rear just below the spoiler, but yeah, I mean, the car depicts it pretty well, honestly. Definitely a very nice car, you know, hybrid supercar with a twin turbo V8 pushing out almost 1,000 horsepower stock. And you can actually modify these. Really cool deco. Tampos on the back for the rear lights, the center exit exhaust. Front's done as well with the McLaren logo in between those two air intakes, or heat extractors, actually, should I say. And yeah, graphite PR5s. And normally this would be window as well. It's just painted black in this case, but you know, I mean, you can't have it all on a dollar car, right? So, but yeah, McLaren P1, definitely cool. Do have, I believe, 2 other variations of that, including one loose that's a multi-pack exclusive in purple. That really reminds me of the spec that Lewis Hamilton got his in. So let's see, staying in the hybrid sports / supercar / hypercar, Matchbox BMW i8 in black. Really like this car in black because the light blue detailing specific to the I line of BMWs, the hybrids, really pops. Unfortunately, no tampo work in the back, but that's kind of understandable since you do have the blue detailing, the blue and gray detailing on the sides, plus the full tampo work in the front, which is, dare I say, quite well made. I love the blank Euro front plate. Very cool. But yeah, you know, no tampos in the back. It's just a little bit of a bummer, but I mean, look, I won't complain. The double 10 spokes in chrome look extremely good on this car. Like, they're quite fitting, and I like the fact that you have nice clear roof showing off that really light, I think it's a light beige interior, maybe light gray. Maybe the windows have a slight amber tint to them. It's kind of hard to tell. And yes, there is a little crack in the blister again. It's kind of funny because it looks like you know, a rock in the windshield type of spiderweb crack or something. But yeah, that's kind of cool. I don't know. Mirrors on this one. Most of Matchbox, actually, looking back, most of them do have mirrors except for the 40s and the 60s cars. Porsche has it. Ute has it. This one has it. So yeah, again, you know, good job Matchbox. But next one, let's see. I'm going to say good job, Hot Wheels, to this one. Favorite variation for me of the Lambo Sesto Elemento in this nice baby blue with the orange detailing, which I believe was the show car color when this was presented. Both this and the McLaren are part of the Hot Wheels Exotics, which is personally my favorite series after Factory Fresh that is currently available. Very, very nice. I love the RA6 wheels in that chrome bronzy orange that offsets the orange accents on the car, as well as the orange interior really well. No rear tampos on this one, although they would be, in my humble opinion, pretty easy to add by hand. Front is done though. And the top is done as well if we're looking at the engine cover, as well as those two little inserts on the front that are part of the interior actually. So we've only got 2 tampo passes on this one. It's kind of disappointing, but at the same time the car's proportions are very well respected. Looks great, very aggressive, a lot of details visually to ponder on, so definitely a cool car. Next, and this is going to be the last Hot Wheels, let's just go ahead and just be completely obnoxious. 77 custom Chevy van super chromes. Look at the shine on this one. I think it's even shinier than the gold edition chase pieces from Majorette. You've got the 5 spokes that kind of emulate my favorite type of 5 spokes, the classic Hot Wheels 5 spokes, the ones that are like this but with wide white walls as opposed to white chrome gold walls. But this is so cool. I love vans. You know, and this gold, I mean, it's just so shiny, so cool. And I kind of regret today because when I picked this up, I had the opportunity also to pick up the C3 Vet, part of the Super Chrome series, in silver with the red and blue tampos. I had no idea it was a treasure hunt at the time. I should have so picked that up. But yeah, well, you know, hindsight is 20/20, so it is what it is. Yeah, look at this bad boy. Really like this. Metal base. I believe this is plastic bodied if I'm not mistaken. This is, I believe, 2018 release as well. Yeah, 2018 release as well. So, because I know that at a certain point they changed this casting. I have a casting loose, I believe, from 2014, where it's a metal body, plastic base, but with a cutout for a big glass roof on top. That's part of the glass portion of the casting. This one I'm assuming will be the same one as the one from the Speed Blur 5-pack that I showed off in a previous video. Probably the same also as the regular T-Hunt version, part of like that playing card kind of series that I do have as well. I have a bunch of variations of this. I love vans, and the Dodge vans are really cool, I find. So yeah, this is definitely visually offensive and visually striking and visually pleasing all at once. So definitely a cool one. And last but not least, we'll just look at something very mundane, to a certain extent at least, very mundane. Not a fan of the real car, not exactly a huge fan of the casting either, but since I found it on Shortcard, I decided to pick it up anyways. The AMG GT63S. Mind you, tampo works great. I mean, very good job. The slightly concave 5 spokes fit fairly well with the car, although they are absolutely not the same wheels in the artwork, but whatever. Tampos in the rear are really good as well, although the badges are obviously very big, but you know, you can only do so much in 1/64 scale, especially with a swooping rear like this that I kind of find look like, you know, the A7, and are not as unique as when the first gen CLS came out with this kind of style. But nevertheless, you know, it's a very very nice casting, pretty bland, very normal, but I like that from Matchbox when they just make everyday cars that fit perfectly, you know, as a backdrop in a diorama or something like that. You know, they're just, you know, regular cars that you could actually see on the road, and, you know, hey, I have that one, but 64 times smaller. Hey, that's pretty cool. So yeah, and again, mirrors. Um, Weirdly enough, side badging's not done, but you know, there's that weird little air intake, which is probably the only gripe I have besides the slight off-whack proportions of the whole thing, especially the front end, which I find looks more like a previous gen Maxima than actually a the actual lights that are represented on the card work. But I'm being a stickler at details there, so don't mind that. Yeah, nice addition of the sunroof as well. So that'll be the last car I'll show you there. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, don't hesitate to leave a little thumbs up on there. It's always encouraging. Obviously, if you want to leave some feedback, tell me which one's your favorite, which ones did you more or less like, which ones do you have yourself. Feel free to do so. And of course, feel free to subscribe if you want to see more content like this. So on that, I'll let you guys go. I hope you have a great rest of your day, your week, and I'll catch you on the next video. All right, take care. Bye.